Put the kids to bed. Dad's home. We are the DWO podcast, representing the Dad World Order. I am the handsome head of household, Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. With me, as always, my two compadres. Emphasis on Padres. We got Big Rig, Eric Maffei.
What up?
And the wrestling t-shirt guy himself, Cephas. Good morning.
All right, what up, y'all? This is the first time we did a morning one, so I definitely had to make that sound before we got in here. Just put it that way.
Absolutely. As Mr. Magnificent said, we are the DWO podcast, and today we have with us a very special guest, the Firestarter, Jake Crist, the PW Revolver World Champion. How the heck are you, sir?
I'm doing wonderful on this. Well, it's not even early, but I guess it's early for you guys, right? It's not early for me, but
we're used to running our shows at 8:30 at night, so.
Oh shit! Okay.
11's a little early, but we're
that
always
is pretty
up.
early.
We're always up at this time, so it works.
But yeah, man, I've already been in the gym. I've had breakfast. Got the Wrestling Revolver Championship next week.
Look how beautiful, everybody.
Look at that beautiful title right there.
If you are not watching visually on YouTube, you need to make sure you're tuning into the YouTube to see how beautiful that belt is.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. But yeah, it's been a great day.
Awesome, man.
Birds are chirping.
Hell
Hey,
yeah.
man, when you're world champion, I think it's hard for the birds not to chirp.
Ain't that the truth? That's the truth right there.
So the next day after that, is that like the Ron Swanson kind of victory dance you put on the red polo and you got a little pep in your step after winning the world championship?
I'll get it. I'll bring it real. Let's get real fast. When I won the world title, got my wife, my kid, Bob, I go up, hold the title up, and it was deafening. It was and I could just see everybody just jumping. I seen some woman throw her baby in the air. She just turned around the other way, and it kind of just fell. Someone picked it up, kind of swiped it off, and just went away. But yeah, man, it was great. And I go walk to the back. I cut a little bit of a promo. I go back to the locker room. The locker room is empty, and I'm looking at the title, and it just all kind of hits me. And I look at my phone, just kind of like I always do, and I had a bunch of missed calls from numerous family members, and come to find out, my mother passed away at 8:30. So it was yeah, it was. So it was on. I was soaring with the Eagles, and then life hit you so Mac.
Wow. I'm so sorry to hear that. Gosh.
Yeah, it sucked. The
timing of that is so Shakespearean, man. I mean, you're at your greatest moment of your independent career. And it's literally
the greatest moment of my career. There's winning this championship, winning the world title in my town meant everything to me. It meant more than the X Division title, anything. Anything I ever did, because of the 3 years that I put into this, the work, the grind, getting up at 4 or 5 in the morning, going to chase it. 'Cause it's I was down, like I was defeated, like I had to rise up, and I was legit like in the process of being this phoenix rising from the ashes, and this was the icing on the cake. And legit 45 seconds, maybe a minute and a half of enjoying myself, enjoying it with my wife, my child Bobby. I legit go to get a breath of fresh air in the back, and I legit walk right back into an empty locker room. It was like a movie. It was legit like a movie. Like my career has just been, it's I don't think I could write. I couldn't write a better, like, couldn't write this. It's insane.
No.
Yeah.
I couldn't write a better story.
Talk about
Like,
destiny,
my story
man.
is insane. Like, it's so crazy. Just, like, shit. Yeah,
I mean,
but it sucked.
not to
don't
get
know.
spiritual or religious or anything, but I mean, the one way to look at it though is that when you won that world championship, she was there with you too.
Yeah, yeah. It could definitely be looked like that. Yeah, it's odd, man. It's losing a parent is it's, you feel like you lost a little piece of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if you're not on good terms with them, even if you're like the greatest terms with them, like it doesn't matter what it is. Like, at least if you're on bad terms, like, oh, they're walking around doing, whatever shit that got them in that position, with you. At least you knew in the back of your head that, oh, everything's fine. And then it was like all of a sudden one day, my mom was 61. She was legit walking to the bathroom and fell down, and my aunt happened to be there, and she ran up and called everything, and all she wrote.
Yeah, I struggle a lot, man. With my dad passed suddenly too, man. So I know exactly what it's like, man. My dad was one of my best friends in the world, dude. But we had some struggles too. I didn't meet him till I was 16. And I definitely understand the whole, just knowing that they're there, and then that absence. Like,
I tried to, like, 4 years. I didn't speak to my mother in 4 years. Like, it sucked because last time I spoke to her, I was trying to get her sober because she was, been an alcoholic for as long as I can remember. It's about 13 or 14 years old. It wasn't a real pleasant time growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So I reached out because I heard she was living in her car. And I was like, Mom, please, like, come live with me. I'll give you, like, rent free, a year, 2 years, whatever you need to get on your feet. Just show me that you want to go on. Like, go get a job, like, get something close that you can walk to. There's a bunch of gas stations. There's Kroger you can walk to. There's a bunch of places that you can go to. Just come here. I was like, oh, I got a room for you. But I was like, but I have one rule, because I was struggling at that time too. I've been 3 years sober, so it was like, this was 4 years ago. So I'm like, I'm trying to get. I was like, I'm struggling too, Mom. I was like, so I don't want alcohol in my house. I was like, but my door is always open. And she yelled at me, screamed, and like hung up, and that was the last conversation I had with her. That was 4 years ago.
It's so rough, man, to carry that shit. Addiction is a very, very, very terrible thing. I deal with it with my mother right now. Luckily, we're on a good streak, but
yeah, it's
many years.
People have their struggles. You gotta hit rock bottom, and I hit rock bottom, and then I had to hit rock bottom's basement. I was like living there for chilling out there, and it's like, hey, let's hang out. This is rock bottom's basement. Come hang out. You crawl back up, you get to rock bottom. It's like, nah, man, life gets in the way. And it's like, so I get it. The struggle's real. It sucks. And, but, it's, there's two things you can do. when someone passes away. You can either climb in the coffin with them, die with them, or you can continue to live and live for them. So that's what I'm going to do.
That's a very good way of putting it.
That's the best way to take it, man. At any moment, if you can find a silver lining in the cloud, that's the good point.
You got to. Like the Macho Man says, sometimes you're soaring with the eagles, and sometimes you gotta slither with the snakes. So I was soaring, bro. I was soaring, and it was great after that hug with y'all. Like, it was amazing, and then it was like, boom.
Wow.
I'll say that moment for us was absolutely incredible. We can't even fathom what it was like for you. For us, it was like one of the greatest moments of us being at a wrestling event.
I never understood I understood the Road Warrior pop. In the July 27th this year, in a couple weeks will be 21 years for me. I've never heard an eruption like that. Like, I'm telling you, like, it went like when I looked up, it was like my ears went, and I'm just seeing,
bro, the exact moment.
Like, it was crazy.
It meant so much to us, man. Like, if I'm being honest, I told these guys, this next year will be my 6th WrestleMania. I've seen a lot of cool shit, right? I don't know if I can ever say that I've ever felt more energy than I did at that Revolver show. It's being a fan of you, being behind you, being from this area, the 4R generation. Everything about that was so poetic. And I'm a huge fan of Macklin. I even told him in the meet and greet before, I was like, listen, I bought his autograph. I was like, listen, I'm a fan. I love you, but not when we get out there. Like, it was great, man. He interacted with me too. I'm sure you saw the clip where he yelled at me and Jake fucking Crist. Jake, so many moments built to that. And when that 3 hit, man, I grabbed the hold of Big Rig there and I jumped, man. I was in the middle.
It still gives me goosebumps thinking about it.
Like me, I remember sitting there and I almost was crouching down in my seat because I'm like, is it really going to happen? And then I feel Cephas's hand on the back of my shoulder, and as soon as 3 hit, his hand just clenches down. I jump about 10 feet in the air. Like, we're just going absolutely nuts. It was so just that backslide. Like, nobody gets that pin with a backslide.
No.
And that was just like, oh, I loved it.
Everything
so much.
was great. Like, building up to the flipping deal, the spectacular spectacle, they'll call it now. Like, no one's ever kicked out of that. Like, the flipping deal we did. Everything was kind of built up, and no one's ever kicked out of the backslide. Not in Dayton, baby. Not in Dayton.
Bro, we could tell it was Big Fight Steel. I kept a piece of the fucking confetti that Bobby popped out.
Oh yeah, we got some too.
It's so crazy. A star fell down on my upper pec right before the match. I was like, pretty sweet. That is.
You just got a gold star, sir.
Yeah, I was just thinking all right, yeah, that was sweet.
Shout out to Bobby. He's such an amazing manager. He does
Bobby's
good.
So great, man. And that's the thing is Bobby's and the dynamic of manager, wrestler thing. No, everyone knows that he's not a fucking manager. He's not my manager. He's just my boy, just like he's just your boy. He rolls with me. He's got my back. That's I think that's so cool about what me and Bobby do. It's kind of like an RVD, Bill Alfonso type thing.
Yeah,
man.
right. Yeah, absolutely.
He's so great, bro. I love him. He's my brother. He's awesome. He's so awesome.
He's definitely my brother.
But he's good stuff, man. And like I said, he get my back. If you cheat on me, he's gonna cheat on you too. He's gonna get you right back. Axe Alex Shelley, you got my back.
Well, I mean, do you guys want to play that
let's show the clip for people watching.
I love reliving this. So Jake, just I've probably watched this clip probably 20 times.
Oh,
it's amazing every time. So here we go.
Wrestling Revolver. AFC longtime friend, best friend, chosen brother, Sami Callihan, congratulating the new Wrestling Revolver World Champion.
Man,
They're cool.
Love it.
Shout out to Tracy Elena.
yeah,
You
Tracy.
got a hug in there too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. She's been there since day one. One of those people that's always been a big supporter of me. So like I had to hook her up. I was like, come here, come on. And then like I was about to hook it up with Mr. Wrestling T-shirt guy hug, and then Sammy cuts it off like pow. Like Sammy's words to me still. I love that guy so much. Sammy is amazing.
he gets it, man.
Great.
He gets wrestling in a special way.
Go ahead. Sorry.
He is so brilliant. Like his mind is so great. Like he's always been a great wrestler, but his mind for like just not only matches but building a wrestling show, and like, man, he's been doing this since American Lucha Corps in Bellefontaine, Ohio. Like I remember doing shows for him in the Armory, and he just had awesome shows back there, and he was like 17, 18, 19 years old. So like now that he's had life lessons and experience and wrestled all over the world in every major company that's ever existed, like he is a genius. He's legit genius. Like I'm just happy to be along for the ride. He's like, I'm just happy to be like, hey, what's up, Mister? Best friend. How's things going? Rub some of your genius on me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. We've talked about this before because we've been going to Revolver shows for a little over a year now, and it's like every show. You don't think you're gonna top it, but everyone just seems to get a little bit better every single time.
Yeah, it's also his locker room and what he's built. It's like the who's who. There's a reason why Wrestling Revolver, in my opinion, is the #1 independent wrestling promotion in the world. There's no one that does it like Sammy. He's gonna make sure there's production value, that there's a great show, that it's top to bottom, that you're going to remember, and it's going to top the next one. And the reason why that is the roster. We all want to go out there and have the best match of the show. Like we want to all go out there have the best reaction. We all want to be world champion one day, and if you're not, then you shouldn't be in this.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, August 3rd is stacked.
Oh yeah, dude. Like and it's a Thursday. That's what's great. You know what I mean? Like, shit.
We're talking Leo Rush, Masa Slamovich, you versus Matt Cardona for the Revolver World Championship. Bro, there is so much that is appealing about August 3rd. If you don't have your tickets, you need to get them now for anybody listening, because this is going to sell out, and it's going to be an absolute barn burner, man, and it's going to be intense.
I mean, there's a reason why, like you said, you've been coming for a year, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. And not to mention, John Moxley's going to be in the house.
I didn't even bring up Moxley.
Oh yeah, I mean John's going to be there. But you said it's going to be intense. Is Man Scout going to be there?
How crazy is it, guys? It's like, oh yeah, John. Oh, we forgot John Moxley. Oh, yeah. There's the John Moxley.
Yeah,
well, that's the funny thing. I guess for us is like he's almost there every other show that we go to.
Every show, right? So that's what's great about Revolver 2 is like just the quality. Like John Moxley is the best wrestler in the world right now.
Yep.
Like no one's doing stuff like him. Like he's great. He's always been great. But like, shit, to see him at almost every Dayton show now, it seems like, and every other like Iowa, it's been great.
So
I haven't seen that guy in forever. So like,
it's
sharing
really
lockers
fun.
in the last few like year or so has been great. But what was that? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, what was it like with you guys were in the Iowa show, and he was that you requested to wrestle him or he requested to wrestle you? It was a few Iowa shows ago.
I didn't request. I don't request to wrestle anyone, so it had to be. I'm not trying to be an asshole or anything like that. I just don't sit around thinking like,
Right.
oh, I want to wrestle, this guy. Like, hey, please, let me wrestle this guy. But yeah, it had to be. I think he requested to wrestle me because I was originally in a 4-way.
Okay.
Like it was already promoted. So like I think that's actually thinking about it now. I think that's what it was. Is he asked Sammy to be on the show, and he was like, "Well, who do you want to wrestle?" And he's like, "Give me Jake." So like
Awesome.
I'm pretty sure that's probably
a pretty good impression.
I'm pretty sure that's probably how it went.
That's so awesome,
so
dude.
there probably wasn't a request or anything. He was probably, just give me Jake. Like, I guess I'll fucking
Give me
wrestle.
fucking Crist. Did you guys see he just won a gold medal at like a grappling competition?
Yeah.
Here in
Yeah,
Cincinnati?
like he's fucking
Like, what the hell?
legit.
This dude doesn't
He's always
stop.
been legit though. Like
This dude doesn't.
he's always been a great athlete. I remember him walking in HWA. He was like a fine athlete, just walking off the street. You tell like, oh man, like he does some shit because. To look like an athlete, be an athlete, it's like most of the time when you're walking in a wrestling school, you're not going to, look like a wrestler right off the gate. But he did. Like I walked in 90 pounds.
Right.
I was training at 90 pounds at 15 years old. So like it just.
Beanhole.
I was, bro.
I was gonna say, man, my 7-year-old just had her physical the other day. She's 75 pounds. Good Lord.
Yeah, I think I was like 110 pounds when I graduated high school, 2003.
They did the little fella.
He did the little fella.
I was tiny.
Not no more.
I still am.
reminds me-
I was a big old fat son of a bitch when I was living in Rock Bottom. I was 241.
Holy.
I
Damn.
was 241 pounds when I was a fall down drunk.
Daggone. Yeah, that's a.
I'll
That's
show
the
you some
difference.
pictures. I'll show you all some pictures. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So-
maybe I should do a transformation gimmick.
There you go.
Oh shit.
It's that kind of stuff's beautiful to hear, though. Hitting rock bottom and to see where you're at now. Like you mentioned, it's almost like a phoenix rising from the ashes. And just really seems you're hitting your stride.
Like this last year has just been banger after banger. And it's Sammy throwing me great opponents. I have Speedball.
Oh God.
Guys like Chris Bay, John Moxley, like those guys are some of the best in the world right now. So like, I think very highly to all those guys. So like, anytime he was able to throw bigger matches my way, I was like, please let me take them. Evil Uno was awesome. Like,
Yes.
and that was the thing is like,
That was great.
I try to have like a plethora of like this is what like all these different opponents that you can have all these
Right.
great matches with anyone and everyone, so to speak. So like that's what's been great because like all those are different, shaped individuals, different styles, so it's just trying to adapt and do things, that cater to all styles. And trying to, wrestle.
Yeah.
Is,
Well, that's give yourself a
Doubt.
lot of credit there because, like you said, Sammy is, does have that genius, and he's not going to put you in there with these, all these high-profile people if he didn't know that you're going to hold up your end. And by
Oh,
God, you do.
oh, I appreciate that. Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Another thing I was gonna say regarding John Moxley, it just kind of cracked me up because we've had a couple clips from that show that we've put out, and it was like because Mox had a match with SGC, and the amount of we've had quite a few comments on there of people being like, oh, his buddies are selling out arenas and he's wrestling in a warehouse, and I'm just like, you seem fun at parties, like like. Do you not realize like he's just doing this because he fucking loves wrestling? Like,
Yeah, that's the great thing is like this dude is legit fucking millionaire. He's wrestled for he was the world champion for WWE like how many times? Twice maybe? Three times? I don't know.
I think he was 2-time in WWE, and then he was a United States champion as well.
I mean, I know he's like won all the titles there, but like like when you wrestle all over the world and you're that type of top notch talent, and like he's not to mention like we all came up together, like him and Sammy were. If you look at the Switchblade conspiracy stuff, and I think it was what CZW days, like way back in what. 2006 maybe 7 I'm not for sure, like I'm not really good with dates and years, and it's all kind of mushes.
Same.
Blurs together at this point, but like those dudes were blazing trails back then, so like you don't think he'd come and help out his boy? Come on, like I'd come out and help out my boy. Shit, I do.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's just shows what a lot of the internet wrestling community can be. They see one thing and they just assume. They don't know the story behind it, unfortunately.
You're like, oh, he wants to bleed. Oh, like fucking whatever, man. Like he's there helping out Wrestling Revolver, and like I'm very thankful for it. I'm so happy I get to see John Moxley on this regular basis.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it seems like he's doing what he wants to do and not he's under somebody's thumb now. And listening to him.
Awesome. That's freedom right there. That's legit freedom. Like to have freedom like that and have creative control and be able to say yes or no and like give me this guy or that guy, like that's actual freedom right there. That's what we all strive to get to. Yeah. It's like my hat's always been, oh shit, I just noticed I ain't got a hat on. My hat's off. My hat's off.
Looks good.
Well, I mean, like, especially those shows in Dayton, like, he gets to drive 45 minutes from home, come there and help out and wrestle, and then drive back home. Like, who doesn't want to do that? You don't have to get on a plane. You're not even driving an hour. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. Especially, like I said, for the miles that you have put in. I mean, think about all the travel that guy's done in his career. You know what I mean? Like it's insane, the WWE travel. So it's like my hat's off to anybody that wants to actually come back and give back to the business, because that's what he's doing. He's actually giving back. He's not talking shit and being one of those guys that fake the funk and say, hey, I give back and this is what I do. He's actually like, he's not saying he's giving back, but he's giving back. He's giving back to his boys. He's giving back to the younger talent in the back that he helps out and that he's trying to mentor. So like, yeah, like my hat's off to anybody that actually, gives back to the business.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for any naysayers, you don't think the WWE would love to have John Moxley back in their fold right now? Shit.
Right.
I don't know.
I think he's not there because he doesn't want to be there. How about that?
Yeah, they definitely give big stars too much heat for working indies. I think it's definitely something that you're supposed to do, and I enjoy it very much. I love seeing the big names pop up on my indie shows. Had I not already been a huge fan of you guys in Revolver, if I'd have saw, Matt Cardona popping up on that Revolver show, I would have bought a ticket for it. I like to see that. I like to see the big stars close and impersonal.
I mean, who doesn't want to see Zack Ryder?
Yeah, dude, I used to fucking buy his shirts.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Like,
It's woo, woo, woo.
Like, I used to be a juggalo, so I hear whoop, whoop.
It's woo, woo, woo.
True.
I listened to all his old Z True Hollywood story. I posted him on MySpace. That's how far I go back. I've been a fan of him for a while, so to see him live and in person is going to be really, really cool. And I hope he does a meet and greet before, so I can tell him that I am sorry for what I'm about to yell at him.
I'm sure he will. But like the thing is independence is the grassroots of the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So like you gotta water your grass if you want it to be green. So I mean, like it starts with the independence. So those stars coming. And, like you said, you would have, if you didn't know about Revolver, you would have came to Revolver just to see Matt. So, I mean, like that's good stuff. Like that's awesome.
Well, I mean, that's how we found Revolver was, honestly, was Mox making an appearance there was kind of what drew our eye initially. And, that subsequently made us fans of several other people there that we weren't aware of, but that's exactly what that's supposed to do. Mox sells the tickets and then everybody else, does their job of making fans out of everybody that's there.
And now if there's a show that Mox, may not be able to come to, you guys are still going to come because everybody, the hardworking boys and girls in the back, they put on a show. And like I said, it gets topped each and every show. And I'm just ecstatic and happy to be able to be the champion of Revolver.
Share that belt again.
Here we go.
Just flash it around.
I was gonna say, this is one of my favorite things about Revolver shows are the tags, the lanyard tags.
Shout out to Snaps and Straps Inc. for the work on that belt.
Mr. Brandon Douglas.
Yeah, Brandon Douglas.
I'm going to hit him up. Brandon, I'm going to hit you up, bro. You did a wonderful job. I look at this all the time. Like, the details just... It's a work of art. It's a work of art.
He's done quite a few. I know he's done Revolver's belts. I think he did the House of Black custom trios belts in AEW. I know he's
custom belts. That's cool.
Yeah, he did the. I think he does Warrior Wrestling's belts as well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, really just excellent talent in the industry, and that guy deserves all the credit.
He deserves his flowers. That's what the kid said. You know what? My wife bought me some flowers on my birthday. I was so happy because I read this thing that said, did you know most men only receive flowers on their funeral? And I was like, oh shit, that made me sad.
Wow.
Like my wife, I like flowers. They brighten my day. I like to smell them. I like to look at them. So it's like when I got the flowers on my birthday, I was like, oh, you bought me flowers, honey. I love you.
Like, do you know something I don't know? What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I feel all right. Can you see me?
So, speaking
Am I
of that,
a ghost like Swayze?
yeah, there you go.
She rolls out the pottery wheel, buddy.
Yo, bro, I'll be right there. Like I'll be that ghost just in the corner saying no, no. I don't want to see somebody else with my wife. No, I ain't saying boo. I'm saying no, no.
Stop
it.
So what? Speaking of your wife,
shit. That's hell right there. That's hell.
I'm dying.
Look how big it is.
I'm just saying. I won't be that ghost. No.
Get off her!
What are you doing?
Stop it.
What the fuck? Yeah, I'm going. I'm peacing out. Fade to black.
Oh shit.
So what was that like having? Speaking of your wife, having your wife and your kid there with you, that had to be pretty effing special.
It was very, very special. Like those video, those photos and videos, everything. I look at them all the time, and it brings me back to this is what I do it for.
Yep.
Like this is the long roads, the long travel, everything, like the long matches. It was great, and those are the people that mean the most to me in my life at this moment, and will continue to mean the most in my life, and for the rest of my life. But it was really, really a great moment for me. It's for being 21 years in, I could never thought of a more special moment than to be able to share that with my youngest child, my wife, and my hometown. Like it was great. It was a great way of I don't know. I feel like that was a chapter, a door that I got to close, and this was, now the phoenix flying through the air and soaring with everybody else. Like that's been the goal. It's just I want to. It sucks being the best kept secret of independent wrestling or pro wrestling. Like
Right.
it sucks being underground. Like I'm still a free agent. Like don't get that twisted. A lot of people like, but no. It's a blessing and a curse of being the best kept secret of all of wrestling. But like I'll just continue to run this until the wheels fall off, and continue to fly until at least one of my wings go out.
Right. Yeah. There you go.
That's
I gotta go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
Just with that kind of being such a moment, such a moment, and a peak, if you will. It's like how do you top that? I mean, how do you keep from any kind of subsequent I don't know, I don't want to call it a letdown, but it's like that, you're at your highest of highs. How do you continue that momentum? What kind of reign do you see for yourself?
Well, fighting, just like I've always done my whole career, just 3 years ago, fighting from, getting up, always getting up, even if you got to use those ropes, I'll lean on those ropes. I'll pull myself up. But like you said, it was the highest the highs, and as soon like a minute later, I'm in the lowest low. So like now I'm working my way back up, so to speak, mentally, physically, emotionally. Because I was at the gym, but I was kind of just going through the motions the last, few weeks and stuff. Like ever since, I was just, like I said, just kind of just going through the motions, being depressed and all that. And just kind of one day you just kind of kick out of it. You know what I mean? And today was one of those days. I had a fucking tremendous lift. I'm starting to hit my stride. I'm not feeling sorry for myself anymore. Like I said, it's literally goes back to I can either climb in here and die with her, or come up. Like that's it's coming. I'm back coming up, because like I said, that's bottom. Like there's like shit you can't write that shit.
Yeah,
there's stuff that I do that you can't write. Like there's 2 years ago, I was coming home from South Carolina show, me, Bobby, and a guy named Dave Ashburn. He was I'm not making this up, a 56-year-old juggalo grandpa that's a reverend. It's a reverend. That
Wow.
That's
like, it's
what a
crazy.
combination.
So like coming home, we see a truck on fire, and I have Dave pull over. I jump and I run about 200 to 300 yards to this enclosed double, like it was a 2 door truck, and this lady was screaming like, he's in there, and I go to open the door. There was no one. She was at the back of the door. I go to open the door, don't see anything. I open the driver door, and I just see a pair of feet just sticking out right in front of me. So I grab this guy's ankle, and there's, like I said, there's flames all around, and I just jerk him out of the car. I pull him up about 40 or 50 yards up this hill, and until the paramedics, police come on scene, and they, try to save this guy's life. But he was engulfed in flames for probably a minute or so before I got there. All his hair, it probably, like, for 6-7 months after I smelt the burnt hair and flesh. Like, it was insane. Like, my eyebrows was singed, my hair, like the top of my hair was singed, my forearms was singed. And
oh my gosh.
I get back on the road. I call 3 people. I call my wife, I call Sammy, and I call Jeremiah. And Jeremiah.
Bad dudes, Jeremiah.
Bad dudes, Jeremiah.
That's my boy.
Bad dudes, Jeremiah. So I
That's
call
my
bad
boy.
dudes. I called Jeremiah. He is at an IWA Mid-South show. And I guess it's after the show. And Ian's doing, one of his post-show meetings. And I guess Jeremiah, like, shushes him, like, shh, hold on. I'm talking to Jake real quick. And he walks out. I tell him the story of what just happened about, saving this dude's life. And he goes in and he tells Ian, like, and then my phone just starts, like, ringing off the hook from different wrestlers from Mid-South, like IWA Mid-South, because that's where I really learned the term telegraph, telegram, tele-wrestler. And I'm repeating the story over and over, and I finally get home. It was like an 8-hour car ride. I finally get home. I go to sleep. I wake up, and my phone is lit up like a Christmas tree, just asking what happened. So instead of, like, typing out or calling all these different people, I was like, I'll just throw a fucking blanket statement of this is what happened last night. And I throw that up on Twitter and all that shit, all the social media apparatuses. I start to go to Indianapolis for another IWA Mid-South show. I had there was, like, no service in the building, or, like, where we were, like, that night that wherever building that he found. And I go to, like, once I get back after the show and get back into, like, civilization, like, I start getting so much hate from being like they shit all over me for telling my story about saving this man's life.
Wow.
And, like, just completely shit all over me. So, like, I deleted everything and just was like, I told my buddies, I told my friends, like Alex Colon, I was like, please, like, delete this, man. Like, I'm getting too much heat. It was like I was clout chasing for saving a man's life, doing what hundreds of people, because I mean there was hundreds of cars speeding by, just gawking,
Right.
just
Yeah.
rolling by, creeping slow, hoping they could see a Mangle Body show.
ICP lyric for those of you
There
who
you
have no
go.
idea.
So, like, legit, that's I saw hundreds of people on when I drug him up up the hill, I looked up and there was like 4 or 5 people just up on the hill just watching.
Wow.
So it was like I did what I just would want to be done to me. Like if I was stuck in that situation, because that's what like legit like, oh, what were you thinking? Legit, I wasn't thinking at all. Like who runs towards a car fire?
Jake fucking Crist, that's who.
Yeah.
No,
but that's the worst part about the IWC, man, is that you literally could cure cancer tomorrow, and there would be an article out the next day. Jake Crist cures cancer just for himself,
to save his own life.
Yeah, out, Jason.
Yeah, how dare
That's
him?
where I learned. I was like, the world is fucking cruel. It's a cruel world.
It's a small minority, but it is a very vocal minority on the internet. It's stupid.
The shittier part about the whole situation is there was friends that actually got online and was like, oh, that's bullshit. He's like, because they were trying, like, I don't know what they were trying to do. We fell out, because it was, I try to get on this kick of like, oh, I'm sober. I want to get all my friends sober too that have problems, Fuck me for wanting to, be old and gray, on our rockers, on our front porches, with my homie. Screw me for wanting you to be healthy. Screw me for, wanting you to not, drink so much. But like they took that as me personally attacking them. They got online and they've, like, oh, you're lying. That's bullshit. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, that's Dave Ashburn's story, that's Bobby Olson's story, and that's Jake Crist's story. Like, that's any of those two individuals. Like, they lived that, they experienced that, and they still, like, I think about that every day. Like, we eventually found out 8 months later. Like I said, this was about 2 years ago or so. 8 months. It took about 8 months to find out that he actually survived.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Like he was like 80-something% like burnt.
Yes.
So like he survived.
And say it wouldn't have been if not for you. Yeah, not for you, it wouldn't have been a different story. So
yeah. So it's just
I can't believe I never heard that story before.
Yeah, dude, like
That's incredible.
I'm just now starting to like feel comfortable like telling it because it's like I don't want to be he's clout chasing, or blah, blah, blah. But like, that's a part of my story. Just like, like what we talked about last time, building my own ring and welding class. Like that's a part of my story. Like my legacy, like I can't change any of that, but the thing is like the thing that I want people to remember is the last 3 years of Jake Crist. Don't judge me for fucking young, Jake was doing. Judge me for the last 3 years of having life lessons and learning from my mistakes. Because that actually defines a man.
My dad tells me, you can't change your past. All you can do is try to make the future better. I think, these stories, your come up, like you said, with the welding class and this here just speaks volume of the type of person you are. Because there's two type of people in this world. There's the kind of people that'll run blindly towards the fire to help somebody out. And there's the people that'll sit on the sidelines and go, wonder what's going on.
It's crazy.
Man,
see Bobby running up with that sweat because he was out of shape at that time. Like
he wasn't always as slim as he is now.
Ask him about he's good now. He's got
he looks good now, man.
Built up, but man, he was panting like a dog. Like ask him.
Speaking of your history, man, I got to bring it up because we didn't talk about it last time because it happened in between. The OVE reunion on Impact, man. That was you and Sammy together on Impact. That was an audible yes at my house. So yeah, it was really cool. It had to be cool. That's got to be one of your favorite factions you've ever been a part of, right?
Absolutely, man. OV was awesome. It brought me the most fame and I guess fortune, you could say. Don't get it twisted, guys. I'm a starving artist over here. Don't get that. I'm approaching 40 and I'm kind of thinking to myself, do I want to be chasing these paydays when I'm 40? I don't know. Being a starving artist, like people think it's cool, but it actually really fucking sucks. It's horrible. But yeah, it brought me the most fame, fortune. I got to travel the world with my best friend. And like Sawyer Fulton, man, like Madman Fulton, like we became the closest of friends during that run. And like I talked to him almost every other day. Like it's the friendship that I got out of that was just it's going to last a lifetime. And like those are days that I definitely cherish. Like I was X Division champion. Like shit, man. Like the golden draw.
Great.
Yeah, I mean that's the lineage there. How many humongous stars have held that title?
That's
You're on that list, buddy.
On
What?
that list.
While that faction, may have gotten you, a lot of your fame, you say there's another faction that you're a part of that it might get you some fame somewhere. Mike, you want to show them what I'm talking about, or?
Yeah, we like to officially announce that Jake Crist is officially DWO for life.
Yeah.
And when you're DWO, you're DWO.
Life.
Yeah.
Life. That's the truth right there.
Hell yeah.
This is the best faction I've ever been a part of.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you heard it right there.
I need
That's
my
right,
shirt.
baby.
I need to throw my shirt on.
Bro, we'll bring you one.
What size are you? We'll make sure we'll bring one to Dayton for you.
Oh,
For
I'm
certain.
a big medium.
Big medium.
I'm a
Oh,
big
yeah,
old medium.
we got you. You want red and black? Or just we got
but,
you.
Oh, you guys got the Wolfpack colors?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
We're about that mass destruction. Wolfpack. Wolfpack. Oh. Wolfpack.
boy.
Oh, trust me, we got a might have a new theme song incoming here soon, so
Yeah.
be on the lookout for that.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yeah, we got you for sure.
Hell yeah.
I mean, yeah, man, like we talked about earlier, just being a part, a small part of that moment for you winning the title in your hometown in Dayton, it just means the absolute world to us. Like I said, I've watched that clip 20 times over, and it makes me happy every time.
I used to, write my own stuff and Rockstar for Dayton 6 years ago. Like I couldn't have wrote a better, ending or, beginning. It's actually a beginning, not an ending, but it's definitely a beginning because the beginning of, the championship run. And I plan on, like I said, defending this anywhere and everywhere. I'm gonna come out, to the shitty fairgrounds, to the arenas. Like, I'll go in between everywhere. I don't care because that's what a world champion does.
Right.
Everywhere you go, you're making fans.
Absolutely. It's crazy. I think we talked a little bit about this too before we got on, like the amount of support that I've gotten just from, whether it was new companies or old companies, that I've wrestled for in the past. Like I seem to attract more fans these days, and I could be more happy. And that's just because I feel it's because I'm in shape and kind of look like a wrestler these days. I look like an athlete.
Right.
So anyone out there that's listening to this, if you're a pro wrestler, man, like look the part. You gotta look that part, because like the last 18, 19 years of first part of my career, like I didn't really. There was a part where I gave too much shit. Like I was like really, really serious. And that was like the Ring of Honor days, like coming up, learning my craft. I was, that stiff guy. I was in the gym. And then there was a point where I was like traveling so much, and it was like 12, 13 years in, and I was like, shit, man, like I'm kind of tired of this. I'm tired of eating and doing, hitting the gym all the time. So I stopped. I legit stopped caring. And then I got signed by Impact. It was fucking crazy. And then I stopped caring even more. And then there was more and more. It was fucking the way my career's been is insane. And it was like, oh, well, if I stop caring, maybe, and all these things was happening, maybe I should do that again. And it was like you stop caring a little bit less and get a little bit more. It was insane. And then now it's like back to the younger guy of like making sure I'm eating the right things, making sure I'm always hitting the gym, trying to get back to those old glory days, because I'm just now, I really feel like I'm in my prime.
Yeah.
Like I'm just now hitting my full prime.
Well,
I think a lot of that is
10, 12, 15 years left in me.
We'll be
think
there
part
for
of that
most
is-
of it.
You hear that Impact? You hear that MLW? Do you hear that anyone else?
still got some gas in the tank.
Do you hear that New Japan?
Ooh.
I'd love to
Have
see
you ever
you
done
in
a tour in
Japan,
Japan?
man.
All of them, huh? Man, like this last 3 years, I've had the carrot dangled in front of my face so much and so often by all these companies. I'm just hoping one of these people fucking pull the trigger. But who knows?
Right.
I say this
Being
current
a
streak
star
you're on, though,
drama-
man.
Cool.
It's all good shows. So I mean, it's just a matter of time. I really truly believe that. And it's, I know you've been doing it a long time, but like you said, man, these past few years have really just been a new shade of Jake Crist. I don't know if that's physically. I'm sure a lot of it is mental. Getting your ducks in a row. And sometimes it takes that, man. You got to be mentally prepared for all that before you can love yourself a little bit.
Your ass kicked. You gotta see how many times you can keep pulling yourself up. I think that's the lessons of life. If you don't have growing pains, if you don't have pains in general, you're not gonna grow. You should always keep growing. You shouldn't be stuck. I'm not the same guy I was 3 years ago. I'm not the same guy I was a few months ago. I'm better and better each time. That's the approach that I take. So it's like each match, each rep, each time you put, that healthy food inside your stomach, like those are the reasons you got to strive to be great. That's what I keep doing. That's why I'm Wrestling Revolver World Champion.
Yeah,
It feels good to
absolutely.
say.
Hell yeah.
It's good to hear. A champion we can all be proud of.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. We have a champion. We can
Let me
be
tell
proud
you
of.
guys, I'll touch the video screen and you touch that screen and you can feel it. Not like I love that. Like that's the whole thing though. Like shit, like
The Firestarter, Jake Crist, baby.
the Firestarter, baby. I tell you, I want to touch this video screen and I want you to touch the screen at the same time and I want you to feel it because I feel it. Nah, man, good shit.
Jake Crist knows hard times, Daddy.
Oh, I'll tell you about some hard times. Hard times is winning a championship and going back. That's hard times.
That's all time. Can you
I'll
please
tell you what,
cut a Dusty promo at the next Revolver? just like a
Oh, dude.
just like a minute and a half.
Matt Cardona, you don't know hard times, baby.
Yeah.
You don't know
I'll
hard
definitely
times,
see
Matt
what I can do.
Cardona.
See if we can get Sammy's ear on that.
You ain't no indie god. I'll tell you something else.
You ain't no rider taker.
There we go. He's got some pretty good shit going on right now. Like
Yeah, he does.
that indie taker was pretty good shit.
Yeah, that was funny.
Fuck
If we
Luke
don't already
Kane.
have enough. Oh my God, that'd be awesome. Come out dressed in like Kane. Just to
I'll,
Blue Cane.
I'll come out in the white HBK stuff.
yes.
Hat.
Shit.
Come on, Sam.
Dude, I
hope
popped
you're-
so
I
hard
hope
for
you're
that.
watching this. Let's get the production. Let's just, let's go all out for this. I need my HBK entrance at Revolver.
Come in on the zip line.
I'm
down
sure
the-
Gringo's got some lights.
Yeah.
Dude, that's it. That's zip line. I'm zip line. Fuck, that'd be great.
Zip line
There you
from
go.
from the top of the basketball hoop into the ring.
Yeah, dude, that'd
Perfect.
be great. we'll just
Hang out
have,
in the rafters the whole time
up
before
on
the show.
top of- We'll just have Sawyer standing on top of the rim holding a rope, and I'll like just jump down from his shoulders. You know. It's probably fine. That mine's not TV quality.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
It's probably fine.
Speaking of Madman Fulton, we recently had on our good friend Roland, Mr. Tusslemania, and he gave you kudos about helping him learn how to do the tussle splash.
Oh yeah, he's he's great. He's
He
great.
really
He's an
is.
old skater too, and I was just like, just do this, listen this. You'll be fine. You'll be. And he
What a
was.
beautiful-
He was great.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
What another beautiful moment.
Yeah. Tussle, bro. Oh, he helped me out so much. Roland's amazing.
He really is. Just
I
an
really
absolute-
connected with him on a awesome car ride to Indianapolis for Circle 6, and then we came back. That's when we really connected, and was like, that's what the business is all about. Jumping in a car with people you may not even that but don't know on a personal level, and then you find out what kind of individual they are, and you're like, wow, this guy's pretty awesome. I can see myself being his friend. And I just started, was like, bro, you're awesome. You're family. I got your back through and through. So it was like, I saw he was up there, and it's like, I told him, I was like, bro, let's hit a 450.
If he would have hit a
Tussle
450,
splash.
I'd have shit.
I'd
Oh
have shit my pants.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, it's the same for us, man. He's just an instant friend to us. He's spoken with all of us individually at this point. We play Fortnite with him now. I would fight somebody over Tussle. That's my dude. You know what I mean? We're officially his sponsors for Revolver. So
He's great, bro. He's amazing. I love Roland.
Well, we actually may be having a moment like that of our own because we're going to be coming out to Iowa in September.
Dude, that's awesome.
And if you want to carpool,
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll get the utility van. You can ride with us.
There you go. Let's roll. I'll roll with you.
dude,
some
that
good
would be
stories
pretty
and
dope.
laughs.
Road tripping out to Iowa with Jake F. and Chris.
Hey,
I'm in.
just saying, I do have an 11 passenger van I can use. Just saying.
Bro, hit me up. Hit me up.
That'd be
Bob
some
in
shit.
there. Let's
We'll have to
go.
work
real.
that out
Yeah.
off show.
Let's try to work some shit out. We'll try to work it out. For
That would
real.
be so
Hey,
cool.
I'm definitely serious, man. I'm always down for road tripping it to Iowa as it is. Might as well, throw a couple of you fuckers in there with us.
Let's rock and roll, bro.
Fuck yeah.
Well, you heard it here first. When you say Jake Crist out in Iowa, just know the day of transport him there.
Sniffs
The
triumph.
DWO.
DWO.
Dude, can we just I don't know how crazy you are about the van, but can we just paint the side of it with
Yeah, that's a big no. That I don't own. That's my father-in-law's van.
We can get some vinyl decals.
Now that's something we, maybe some magnets.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Dad's
Alright.
on board.
One of them little
Dad's
yellow
on board.
placards.
Can only be dads in the van. That's the
Yeah.
prerequisite.
I got this from my. It's a window cling from my Matt Cardona
Mark
box.
on board.
Major Mark on board.
That's great.
Hell yeah! Well, we fucking got us an awesome show really quick. I didn't realize we're already in an hour.
Well, yeah, dude. Well, you know those make for the best shows in my opinion because you're not even
went
looking at
by.
the time. You're just sitting around talking, bullcrapping.
Yeah.
Makes for an awesome conversation, man.
Time's fun when you're having flies.
Exactly.
Ain't that-
Mr. Crist, do you have any other things you would like to talk about before we get off of here?
Oh man, we could. I mean, whatever you want to talk about, bud.
We're gonna have to start doing this like once a month or something. Just getting a Jake Crist update.
I got stories for days. You know, like we could get in depth on some shit. We can, I could get into detail.
I know. Our last show, we had referenced, and you've already referenced being a juggalo. We referenced a certain juggalo in our last podcast.
Oh yeah, we did find out he's fine.
Oh,
shit stain. He still wrestles too, doesn't he? And that we found out he's still. I think he's still working.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we contacted him.
Name.
Does he go under shit stain?
Something different.
No, it's something different.
I thought he was Pit
I wish
Stain,
we would have booked him when I talked to him. I haven't talked to him in a minute, but we did find out his name. We were going to book him as a
Pit
guest.
Stain.
I completely spaced on it.
Pit Stain.
No,
yeah.
why
Which
should be
shit stain?
some like amazing independent wrestler like from Colorado we don't know about, you know what I mean?
It all
Different
started.
part of the country, like he's probably like this amazing like wrestler, like second coming of I don't know, whoever your favorite wrestler is.
Right.
His name is
Johnny
Ryan
Chris.
Foley.
That-
His name's Ryan Foley, and he currently wrestles in ICW under Wicked Wisco.
There
we
you
go.
Makes sense.
We
Makes
followed up.
Well,
We
we
followed
will. How about the next time we have Jake Crist on here? We try to get
We're talking-
Wicked Wisco on here too.
This man right here, right?
Dude, yeah.
Wow.
Maybe.
He wrestled under Shit Stain.
You know, Shit Stain had a mask on. I don't know. I don't know what the actual,
The saga
face
continues.
looks like.
Well, I spoke to him. He definitely wrestled under that moniker, so I would imagine it's this guy.
I'm sure it is. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure he had. I'm pretty sure he had a lucha mask, like a really crappy lucha mask.
Really crappy. Really.
I got it
shitty
at
one,
the
as it
flea
were.
market this weekend. I think it's a Rey Mysterio.
Not even like yeah, bad. It was bad.
Hell yeah.
Well, you gentlemen got anything else?
Nah, man.
No, really?
No,
Nothing?
no. Great, grand, wonderful. All right. Well,
Kids, be nice to your moms.
absolutely.
Hey,
Yeah.
that is the truth. You never
Jake,
know.
we will see you August 3rd, my friend.
I can't
Yes, sir.
Be there right
Can't
at
wait
the
either.
entrance waiting on you, and we can't wait to watch you take down Mr. Cardona. It's going to be a good one.
You ain't got shit, Cardona.
Indie Taker, Jake Crist is coming for you.
And still.
And still.
And still.
I hit him with the Howard Finkel. And still.
That's a really good
Really
thing.
That's good.
The
That's
Howard
Finkel.
Finkel. I love it. Well, thank you all for tuning in. As always, we have been the DWO Podcast. I have been Big Rig. He has been Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. He has been Wrestling T-Shirt Guy Cephas. And he is the Firestarter Jake Crist. Make sure if you haven't got your tickets yet, Pro Wrestling Revolver in Dayton, August 3rd. Heat 'em up. It's going to be a great card. Cannot wait for that. Dads will be there. I think we're going to have a merch table too. So like we get to be cool like everybody else with a merch table. So
Yeah, we're official now.
You're official.
So yeah, get a hold of that. Go out of your way and watch Revolver Ring of Destiny. It's on Fight Plus, and you can watch Jake Crist win the title over and over and over again.
Amazing.
And relive some of these moments we've been talking
Yeah.
about.
Awesome. You can find us all on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at DWO_podcast, Facebook at the DWO podcast, TikTok is at DWO_pod, and make sure you give this video a like, give us a subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. I don't have my DWO hat on, so I can't turn it around. So you guys are going.
Shameless
All
plug.
Work hat on.
Should have got my hat.
yeah.
Should have wore a hat.
Well, we'll get you a hat too, Jake. Absolutely.
Shoulda wore a
When we come
hat.
up- When we come up in August, we'll get you one. You want a white and black or red and black?
Fuck yeah.
Dude, red and black,
Or
baby.
both.
All right.
Get that,
Red
let's
and
get that
Wolfpack.
Right, baby. For life. There it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, appreciate y'all
All right.
tuning in. Until next time, Top Dads out.
Roll